This damn thing on? All right. So, welcome to Friday Night Strike. Yeah, we're a few minutes late, but not as late as we were last week because, well, did we do it last week? I think we did last week. Well, because of just that and the other. I've just been working on stuff for GunTube right now. If anyone that doesn't know that's not a patron, I've been working on getting up, doing a thank you campaign for all the patrons of GunTube. So that's what I've been working on in the background. I hadn't realized it had gotten this late. So again, when you're working and, I guess you're on a roll, you're getting shit done, the time gets away from you. So, sorry about that, guys. I sent links out to people that want to jump in. Those that don't have links, if you want to jump in and be responsible, then sure, go ahead and send me an email, nightstrike1@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link. So, again, like DM Foss says, check out GunTube.org. It's running good. It's running great. The chamber seems to be running quite well right now. So I've had, good things have been good with GunTube lately. So I'm glad. I'm glad I haven't had to deal with any two adverse problems. So, but DM Foss doesn't want to be associated with GunTube now. Yeah, who cares? I don't know. There we go. That's better. You don't need to put the home there. You can. You don't have to, though. And it's not Black Cat. It's not Blue Dress Crew. It's the Strike Force. Good evening, Strike Force. Foss, now you're just showing your age. Now you are just showing your age. So, all right. Who we got out there? We got Mr. FNH. We got Gun Loving Grandpa. We got Vanessa Kitty out there. We got DM Foss. We've got Defense Dad. We've got who else? Mystic Guns. Stacy's out there. We've got Southpaw RX, my fellow left-handed person. Excuse me. We've got a disagreeable Black Cat out there, and Rob Deese out there. So, Rollis Carvelis is out there too. Rollis, you anywhere cool or unique today? You want to share with us? Go ahead. If you can't, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Just figure out how to ask, because you're always in someplace different, dude. You're always someplace different. I mean, there's even been a couple times that you said you're here from your couch. I mean, hey, that's cool too. Hey, we'll accept that. That's an acceptable answer. Ain't nowhere anybody else wants to be than their own couch. Well, so. Okay, Black Cat, this is your first warning. First warning, Black Cat. That's one. That's one. Nobody else wants to jump in. Apparently, nobody else got the email.
I just heard you yelling at Black Cat. What'd I miss?
You're missing what he's saying. It's pretty bad. I mean, that's number one. We're trying to keep this PG-13, Black Cat. So that's your first warning. I'm not gonna let you know when you hit 6. If you hit 3, that's 3 strikes. You're out.
What about PG-17?
Let's try and keep it 13, please.
14?
13. It's gotta be 13.
Fine. Drive a hard bargain there, Night Strike.
I mean, I took the ads off for everyone, so please, just PG-13. So, anyways, so what's going on with you guys? Black Cat, do not tempt me because I would ban your furry ass in a second. And that's one. That's the only time I'm going to say that. No, the show isn't rated. I just would like to stop too much swearing. Yes, I know I just did. I let one loose right there, but quite honestly, I want to be more family friendly, I guess. I know that's hard for Night Strike, but I'm working on it.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test.
Yeah, we hear you, buddy. What's going on?
Well, I had to reconfigure everything because of my new laptop. So,
did you find out what was wrong with your old one?
I've got a dependable consultant helping me. I had a consultant before, but he wasn't very dependable. So,
oh no, I'm sorry.
This one's probably going to turn out to be local. Are we not in a humorous mood tonight? It's Friday night. Why are you so depressed? Why are we in a liberal mode? Why are we in oppressive mode?
I'm not in a liberal mode. I am still in a working strike mode.
A what? Strike mode?
Yeah, STRYKE, not STRIKE.
Huh.
I'm still doing work for GunTube as we're talking this evening because I haven't gotten everything done that I wanted to this afternoon, so I'm still working on GunTube stuff.
Well, what are you doing to it?
People can tell when you're not giving them your full attention.
Yes, they can. What am I doing right now? I've got a bunch of envelopes that I have to put patches in, and I'm taking the metal tabs off the envelopes to save on shipping. And I'm also going through and labeling all the envelopes with the addresses and putting the patches in. That's what I'm doing right now. So, for anyone that is interested in what Night Strike is doing at his computer desk, instead of talking to you and reading every single comment,
I think you should maybe put that on hold until you can give people your full attention.
Huh.
What are you addressing envelopes for?
Hold up, Black Cat. I just have to say this. Where in the First Amendment does it say cats have the right to free speech?
Cats are going to speak whenever they want to. You can't stop them. That's the problem with cats. You can tell a dog to be quiet, and they'll be quiet. You can say hush, and they'll look at you funny, but they'll be quiet. But a cat's just like, meow. If you're going to say be quiet, cat, it'll just start meowing twice as much.
I know. Exactly. But you don't have a First Amendment right to speak, Black Cat, because it doesn't say the right of cats to speak their mind shall not be infringed or anything.
Hey, Night Strike.
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Oh, God. Who's there?
Interrupting cat.
Interrupting cat.
Meow! I mooed instead of meowed. I fucked that up. Oh, I just said a bad word. And it's supposed to be PG-13. I am so sorry.
Yeah, you did it. Okay, that's one. Okay.
So we have a rule in artisan construction. You can only cuss on the job site when the customer's not around.
When the customer's not around.
Right.
I'm going to send you a quarter to put in the curse jar.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. You're fine. But
the stamp would cost me more than the quarter.
It probably would. So, Tony, I don't know if you know, but I got the new GunTube patches and what I'm doing, as I mentioned earlier, I'm working on Patreon rewards because everyone that's a patron of GunTube right now is getting one of the new patches.
What's Patreon? What is that?
You don't know what Patreon is?
I'm just kidding.
You know what Patreon is. You've been on YouTube longer than I have.
That's that thing that nobody ever supports.
Yeah. Nobody ever supports.
That's that thing that's worthless.
Hey,
unless you're Eric of IB 8888 or Hickok 45, then who dominate Patreon.
The people on GunTube's Patreon are keeping GunTube afloat right now. So I'm thankful.
Is it top secret how many Patreons there are?
I think it says. I think we're pretty transparent about that. And there's a number on the.
Well, I didn't mean. I don't mean transparency. I mean, sometimes it's better to keep that kind of stuff quiet. You know,
I know.
Like I have 0 Patreons, so that's probably not a good thing. So I keep that top secret that I have 0 Patreons.
Whenever you go to a channel, it shows how many patrons they have. It just doesn't tell how much they're getting per month. I don't think,
unless they turn it, they have the.
I think the problem is with basic. If they had just learned to teach people how to say it instead of patrons, if they had taught them to say Patreons, then people would understand the difference.
Yeah, no,
they would be giving more money that way.
I've got transparency on GunTube's Patreon where it shows how much we are making per month right now, which is helping the bills and stay afloat. Not as much as I'd like, but enough to continue operating. And how many
has GunTube applied for the PPP loan?
Yeah, because we're only a one person company, we were ineligible.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
You put me on the payroll.
So was artists in construction. It's funny how all of the people who actually make the country run are ineligible for government assistance.
But all the people that have they're well-funded corporations, they're eligible.
And that's irony. I think that's what they call that.
Put me and Black Cat on your payroll. They're Night Strike.
See, the thing is, what people don't understand is it costs more to have people put on your payroll than you actually get in assistance.
Yeah.
So we're just going to fudge the books.
The payroll taxes. What people don't understand is that companies pay half of the payroll taxes that people. When you retire, the company that you work for paid half of your retirement. You only pay half of your payroll, your Social Security. The company you work for pays the other half. And this is why when Democrats bash business, they don't tell the full story, that businesses actually paid half of your entire Social Security and Medicare through taxes.
You know why they're not going to tell you?
That's what payroll taxes are for.
Because Democrats pretty much... they're getting paid. They're getting kickbacks from those companies.
What are you talking about? When I had employees, I didn't get kickbacks from Democrats.
No, the Democrats are getting kickbacks from companies. Opposite.
I didn't give kickbacks to Democrats either.
It's probably why you didn't do as well as you did.
Now it's all becoming clear.
You didn't grease the right palms, is what I'm saying. Okay. You're familiar with that term, right?
What you learn on GunTube, Night Strike, what you learn on Friday Night Strike is very valuable.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just what Democrats will say anything to get elected and do nothing to get reelected. Because people just automatically vote for him again.
I was just telling Barrett this today. We made our funny little Friday video, and I was saying, what in 50 years has Nancy Pelosi or Joe Biden ever actually done in their entire life? They have worked for government their freaking entire adult lives, unlike Trump, who has produce things, create things, build things, and my senator from Tennessee, Bob Corker, who owned one of the largest construction companies in the Southeast before he became a senator and mayor of Chattanooga. He actually built crap. He actually did things, And you know why he left Washington? He just got tired. He got tired of the BS. He just basically said, "Screw it."
Well, I don't blame him on that one because I would get tired of the BS too.
Yeah. And that's why we don't have decent people, and that's why Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden are there, because there are no decent people who want those jobs.
I'm very unhappy that Trey Gowdy decided to retire, to not go back into politics, that he got out.
Trey tried his best, and then when he realized nobody gave a crap, then he gave up. It's like me in the gun community. When I realized nobody gave a crap, I just gave up. Now I'm just a normal person. I'm not tactical anymore. I gave up the tactical life.
I got it.
Pro-life.
No. I said now you just troll Night Strike. I got it. you just troll me on my own chats. That's it. That's what you do now.
Well, dang, that's kind of harsh.
You know I'm not being serious. Listen to the sound of my voice. I'm not being serious. I'm saying it joking.
It's Friday. You have to have a sense of humor on Friday, or you're not human.
Yeah, I know. We're just sitting here hanging out. So, Defense Dad says he set up a Patreon account, but I haven't put any content on it yet. Don't think I got enough subs to make it worthwhile. Honestly, you get more subs and you get more patrons, the more content you produce.
You're not going to get any money out of the gun community on Patreon. I'll bet you $100 in a year you won't make $100 on Patreon, because the cabal, the gun community cabal, controls the support of Patreon. That's my theory. That's my Friday theory. My Friday conspiracy theory.
Don't look at GunTube's Patreon, because it might not be right.
I would actually rather give individual contributions like I do to church, like to Jesus. I'd rather give it like individual, instead of being a monthly supporter. That's boring to me. I'd rather be like a special opportunity supporter.
Yeah.
So GunTube has its own Patreon, separate from yours?
Yeah, separate from mine.
No joke. I never realized that.
No joke. Yeah. So I have my own for Night Strike and everything.
I rest my case.
The Night Strike videos, So I think you are a patron, aren't you?
Only of the Night Strike Patreon, and it's only $1. I was actually gonna try and up it a couple months ago, and Patreon was being a pain in the butt, and every time I try and up my pledge for you, it would do a bunch of funny stuff and not let me do it, and I've never gotten back around to trying to do it again.
Instead of doing
that sounds kind of wishy-washy to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it does too. No, I'm kidding. If you really want to help out, if you're not already, go ahead and become a patron of GunTube instead, because that would help more.
I have a question for Defense Dad. What does that mean? Then my address is. I'm the one questioning the entire process, so giving me your address doesn't help any. What is he talking about? Defense? Can you clarify? There's lots of clarification needed on this.
I don't know, but remember, if it's Defense Dad, be aware there may be a dad joke in there or two, because it's Defense Dad. And I'm just warning you.
Oh, he said I'd rather give individual. That's my excuse when people say, "Do you?" No, you know what? Again,
the only reason we got on this topic is because I said before that I'm giving a reward to all the current patrons for GunTube right now.
I remember when I was younger and they would pass the plate in church, and I'd be like, "Oh," I'd look at my wallet, no cash, sorry. It's I always thought, and the people who actually supported the church didn't give on Sundays when they passed the plate around. They would give like one big check a year or something like that. Those were the people that actually kept the lights on in the church. not the people who dropped a quarter in the plate.
Well, usually I would drop a $5 in the plate.
They should pass around a card reader now.
Exactly. You know what? You just solved life.
You just reinvented the
you just saved the
church industry.
You just saved the Baptist church right there.
That's right. I'm gonna say,
wait,
get them
Baptist?
Wi-Fi.
No.
And an iPad with one of those little block card reader things, and start passing it around the pews.
Then people would be like, "No, I had technical difficulties like you when you were talking about Patreon."
Yeah, it's not reading my card. It double charged me.
Yeah, it double charged me last week, so I'm not giving this week. Yeah.
Just do a cover charge.
No, I don't have one of those, Foss. I don't have one of those, and I will never have one of those.
What is it?
OnlyFans.
Thank God.
That's
yeah, because it would be limited, but
no, it's literally for porn people.
What? Porn people?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say poor or porn with an N?
I mean porn.
You said porn like PORN, like Nancy?
Yes.
Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi porn?
No, I don't know. Unless you're into that kind of thing.
My nice dark web. All the boys to the yard.
That kind of thing. No, it's basically for people to just show naked pictures of themselves and get people paying for it. That's all it is. I don't do that stuff, and I don't
know how we got there from passing the plate at church. I really don't know.
Well, you got one spectrum, you get to the other eventually.
I would do it, but if the problem is people can't zoom in that much.
No, it's not.
It has to be high def porn.
It's not the zooming in that's the problem. It's they can't zoom out.
It has to be 4K porn.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, the defense dad is here. All right. So it's a party now.
Oh, just got home from work. I was driving during the first half of the show.
We can make a porn video now.
I don't think we have a macro lens.
Where'd New York Outcasts go?
I don't know, but I like what DTEP62 said. Pelosi porn? Question mark? Boy, I showed up at the wrong time. Yes, you did.
That's on the dark web. I said it was on the dark web, and not many people go there. So,
how many people go to the dark web? No,
I still haven't figured out how to install a Tor browser. So, not me. I don't know.
I use Tor, but only because you want to.
I think you know what it is. That guy who's the ex-CIA, the retired CIA guy, says that. That's a ruse that they still track everything on Tor, even though you think they don't. So,
it probably is.
Yeah. So be careful.
What's everybody got going on for the weekend?
Kicking back and relaxing. Either that or mowing the lawn, one too.
It's going to rain.
I hope it rains.
The global warming hurricane coming up through the Gulf. It's going to make it rain.
It's going to make it rain.
The Democrats are going to blame that on Trump.
You know, what don't they blame on Trump these days?
I was thinking about that. So,
I mean, they blame him for global warming. They blame him for, climate control. They blame him for, Tom, Dick, and Harry, But here's the question. When do the Democrats ever take responsibility for anything they've done?
They don't, because they haven't done anything. When you don't do anything, you don't have to take responsibility for anything.
That's my point. The Democrats never take responsibility, and they never hold any of themselves accountable for anything they do.
That brings up what I was about to say. Like, I was texting back and forth between Sandhills and P11 the other day, and I was like, so think about this. If 2016 had went the other way and Hillary was president and COVID had the same results that we have right now, what do you think the climate in this country would be like as far as political climate? I don't think they'd be calling for her resignation or anything.
Well, you would have never heard of COVID, that's for sure. We wouldn't have been shut down. Everything would have been cheap, happy and gay. I mean, you would have, you know what I mean? There wouldn't be a shutdown of the economy if she had won.
Well, because realistically, like them trying to blame one person for COVID, it's like, I mean, that'd be like trying to blame Reagan for AIDS back in the 80s.
Well, it would just be like the common flu. There would be no problem, right? Because more people die of abortion than they do. Like 6 times of people die of abortion than they do of COVID. So,
because the Democrats aren't really concerned about people dying just for them to become a statistic. That's all they care about are the statistics that they can use to further an agenda. They don't really care about the individual or even a group of people whatsoever. It's only the only time they actually have just the sliver of caring for any group is when they're campaigning, and that's it.
Yep.
And only for a split second.
Well, that goes for both sides, though.
Here we go with the libertarian view.
Yeah.
Nope, not libertarian view.
Taxation is theft, man. Taxation is theft.
Just going to say, if Republicans cared about firearms owners, we would have got more stuff done when we had a Congress, the Senate, and the presidency.
Well, you have to elect the people that are going to fight for you.
You have to elect real Republicans.
You can't sit around on election day and say, I think I'll play Call of Duty and not vote, and then come the next day and say, damn, they're going to take my guns.
Is that what your son's been doing every election?
That's what people do.
Is that what he's been doing?
The statistics show that most, like 40% of the people don't even vote on election day.
You need to get on him and tell him he needs to get out his butt out there and vote.
I make my sons vote. I make them vote. I drag their ass to the voting booth.
Good.
Yeah, don't talk to me about voting.
If he's playing Call of Duty all day and not voting, we got some problems.
I'm talking about you. I ain't talking about Barrett or Alex.
Hey, I go to vote. It's just like literally, just like one street over from my house is where the voting.
I think you're on. What's his name? What's that guy that you playing with? What's his name? Who has little toys for a hobby?
Never enough ammo.
Yeah, don't y'all are playing Call of Duty or whatever you're doing.
We don't play that one much.
Y'all bitch and moan about who's president, and you don't, and then you.
I don't complain about who's president.
It's a conspiracy, man. Even the Republicans are coming after our guns.
Well, we were having a conversation today at work, just kind of on the voting part of it. So one of my coworkers, she is an American citizen, but she originally came from Bosnia, and she's kind of worried about the COVID stuff just because she reads a lot of stuff on Facebook, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to do the
first problem,
right?" But she was like, "Well, so I'm just going to do the mail-in vote." And my other coworker and I were both, whoa. Go there in person. And she's like, well, what's wrong with that? I'm like, well, let's put it this way. If you plan on voting Democrat, by all means, mail in your vote. If you plan on voting Republican, go there in person.
Well, and you just can't get an absentee ballot without a good. I actually went through this experiment, kind of in the process of making a video about it, how I applied for an absentee ballot and they turned it down the first time. You have to have a pretty good reason to get an absentee ballot. And then you have to give your driver's license number, your social security number, and all this stuff. And so, I don't know. You can't just tell people to mail in your ballot. You have to, where are they going to get the ballot? unless you live in California, where they're going to mail out 1 million extra ones.
Yeah.
If you haven't already got an absentee ballot, you're probably behind the curve.
Juicer's out there. Snake Doctor 78's out there. D-Town 62 is saying COVID would have been just the next HN1 if Hillary was president.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's exactly right. And D-Town 62 says you need 61 senators to break the filibuster. No, not with the nuclear option, you don't. Doesn't the nuclear option counter a filibuster?
What do you mean by nuclear option?
Well, there's the nuclear option, and then there's the filibuster.
What do you actually mean by the nuclear option now? Nobody knows. That's the problem. Everybody's Googling nuclear option.
I'm Googling right. I'm Googling it right now. Okay.
I'm trying to keep my damn cat off the keyboard.
Yeah. In the United States Senate, the nuclear option is a parliamentary procedure that allows the United States Senate to override a standing rule of the Senate, such as a 60-vote rule to close debate by a simple majority of 51 votes rather than 2/3 supermajority normally required to amend the rules. That's what the nuclear option is. Mystic Guns says, at New York Outcast totally hurt my feelings. I said hi and he never responded, so I went in my corner and cried. See? See, Rob? This is all your fault, Rob. You should feel bad about yourself. So.
Mystic should just jump in here.
Yeah. D-Temp 62 is saying you need 61 senators to break the filibuster. Yep. Yes, you do. DM Foster says Rob is a meanie. That's true.
This is a total sausage fest.
Most of these things are just rules that were created by the Congress, right? So the filibuster could be just a rule change.
It can be, yeah.
It's not a constitutional change.
No, it's not.
It's just one of those things you have to be careful what you wish for, because it may come back and bite you the next time.
Yeah, well, a lot of things are going to bite you in the ass. Okay, I'm done with that stack of envelopes. I need to get more stationery now. I don't have enough envelopes.
We're COVID, man. Are you licking the envelopes or are you using a wet sponge?
No, I'm using a piece of clear tape.
There you go.
Because I know better than that. I do not want to get COVID again.
What, the Chinese make the adhesive on the envelope?
Yeah, probably.
No, we were just joking that because we have to mail stuff out to customers today. Like, I just out of habit, I licked the envelope. I'm like, wait a minute, we're probably not supposed to do that this day and age.
Well, they don't taste as good as they used to. Back in my day, it was not a bad taste. Now it tastes kind of funny.
No, and I've got one coworker. She's like, she always comes over. Like, I need to mail this. I don't want to lick this. Will you lick it? I'm like, if it tastes bad enough, you don't want to lick it. Why in the hell would I want to lick it?
Back in the old days, because I'm an old man, if you licked the envelope, it would stick. But if you had one of those little sponges with water on it, it would get too wet. So licking it was just the perfect amount of moisture to make it stick good.
Well, see, you had to though just have the right amount of moisture in the sponge to squeeze it out. But yeah, I hear you. Seems like everybody's asleep today.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I know y'all didn't watch my Friday fun video where I talked about phages, the little machines that were part of the delivery system of the COVID-19. The little machines. It's what's funny.
Your Shadow says that Night Strike had a dog to lick envelopes. No, I didn't. I wouldn't put them to that kind of.
No, he used all the peanut butter last night.
Scott P79 says, and Republicans used the nuclear option to get Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court. Yes, they did.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let's all cry. Boo-hoo. Use the Republicans. Scott must be a Democrat. He's warning that Kavanaugh was got on the Supreme Court.
He lives up there in the Arctic North, so I don't know.
Well, Democrats had their chance. They tried to bash him and create false narrative and propaganda, but they lost. So, boo-hoo on you. Now we're going to win again. We're going to get Tony Barrett, who sounds like Tony and Barrett in office.
I don't know. I don't think Kavanaugh was that big of a win for us.
No, I don't think so either.
The last,
I think Tony Barrett might be.
Did you have an alternative? Who was the alternative?
Amy Coney Barrett would have been the alternative.
Yeah.
Well, she's here now. Now we've got both of them.
Yeah, but Kavanaugh wasn't a win. When we just had 10 pro-gun cases come up to the Supreme Court.
Kavanaugh's voted no on to hear them on
every single
count. It almost makes me want to call him up or email him and say, why the hell aren't you doing your job? I mean, if I put off work because I don't want to hear a case, you know what happened if that happened in everywhere else in this country, you'd get fired. So why aren't you doing your job?
And I misspoke. I didn't mean to say pro-gun cases because some of them were not pro-gun, but they would have gone our way, then it would have been pro-gun.
Quite honestly, out of all the Supreme Court justices that have been nominated, during Trump's administration, the only one I'm actually happy for is Gorsuch, because his decisions have been more conservative / letter of the law than Kavanaugh's has.
Here's the rule: if I lose my SKS, but at the same time I drive liberals batshit crazy over it, then that's a win for me. Okay. And liberals just went crap crazy over the Kavanaugh, right? So that was a win for me. Sorry, I don't know if you lost your cap gun or what gun did you lose from Kavanaugh? Did anybody lose a gun over Kavanaugh?
No.
Tell me what the hell Kavanaugh did.
It's not what he did; it's what he didn't do.
Oh no, it's never about what he did. It's what conspiracy we created on YouTube.
No,
it's not a conspiracy. He flat out did it.
What are you talking about? Tell me what cases. I'm going to go look them up.
He's refused to hear cases that question the legality of the laws.
The entire court refused to hear it. So
he was one of the senators.
He alone. None of the other conservative judges.
It matters how he voted. It would be different if he voted yes and the rest of the court voted no or something, but he also voted no.
And we're talking about generalities. We're not talking about specific cases, I guess.
No, it's 10 specific cases.
What are they? Can you list them so I can go look them up, see how important they were?
They just came up a month or two ago. They shouldn't be that hard to go Google.
Maybe one of them you can mention.
The New York City law where they said, oh, well, you can take your guns out of the city now, and we're just going to get rid of this law. and the Supreme Court said, no, we're going to look at this. And then they said, never mind, we're not going to look at it because you guys took it off the books. But then that just leaves it right open for them to put it right back on the books and suppress the people again.
Yeah. There's Rogers versus GREWAL, which is about the New Jersey law requiring private citizens to demonstrate a justifiable need to carry a handgun outside the home.
So that was about New Jersey creating a law, right?
Right.
So,
Okay.
So a liberal law got taken to the Supreme Court over its constitutionality. Yeah, well, you'd have to go back and look at each of these cases, like with a microscope, most likely to see why they didn't hear it. It's not going to be some general win or loss thing. It's win or loss. There's going to be lots of detail that you didn't. You know what I mean? It's easy to sit here on Friday Night Strike and say Kavanaugh sucks. It's just that easy.
All right, let's flip it. What has he done that's been so great?
He drove to me, and just the process of him being, the fact that he was nominated and put in place without it was a failed attempt to wreck him as a person by liberals. That was actually a win.
That does nothing to say what he's done. We're telling you what he didn't do, at least. Tell us what he's done that makes him so great.
I've made thousands of dollars in the Trump economy. Thank you, Donald Trump, for fixing America's economy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Thank you.
At least one campaign promise.
Thank you for making it possible for the middle and lower class to give less of their money to the government every year since you enacted your tax relief. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Yeah. He wanted to reduce the payroll tax for COVID stimulus, and they said no on that.
Well, that's a terrible idea, actually.
I'm glad you joined, since I was the only one who saw Kavanaugh as a win for, Let me ask you this: what's your name? Guns and Barbecue. How many Supreme Court justices have you nominated and gotten appointed to the Supreme Court? That's something you don't see done 2 or 3 times in the life of a president. You just don't see it. That's a win.
Yeah, you're acting like Trump is some superhero for doing it. It's just the way the cookie crumbled.
He is a superhero because you know what would have been the alternative? A liberal judge. Excuse me.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Because if Hillary Clinton had been elected and she nominated a judge and she was the one that got, then you'd be really freaking out right now. All your
but once again, it's all circumstance.
Yeah, it would be like living in California. Sorry about that, Mario.
So sometimes you do land in the right place at the right time. And the thing is, do you have the moral fortitude to do the right place when you're there? And so I've been presented situations in my life where I've made the bad decision, and I've been presented situations in my life where I've made the good decision. And so Donald Trump has mostly made the good decision since being in office. And I know that I voted for Barack Obama because I was tired of going to war. And immediately regretted that because nearly every time that man made the wrong decision. Donald Trump has made a lot of good calls. I agree, Guns. He's not perfect. And he's not God's gift to the Republic. But he's made a lot of good calls when given situations that could have gone real bad for us.
Yeah. Mario, I don't know what's going on with you.
That's why he wants to bring our troops home. He wants to end endless wars.
I'm not saying he's bad or anything.
That's not good for the war machine. That's actually gotten him in trouble with those who sell tanks and.
Yeah, but Nighthawk, we were actually discussing what Kavanaugh has actually done. And
who cares? Who cares?
But all right, we'll move on.
Tell me what the alternatives would have done.
Amy Coney Barrett would have been the alternative.
I joined these because
Amy Coney Barrett is a very clear pro-Second Amendment and constitutionalist judge.
I don't think
Kavanaugh now you're going to bash Trump because he didn't nominate her first.
No one's bashing Trump.
How is that a bash on Trump? I'm just saying.
You're sitting here saying Kavanaugh was a bad choice. That's exactly what you're saying.
Over Amy Coney Barrett, yes.
Yes.
I kind of feel like Kavanaugh was fine.
Feel better.
But I don't think he was evil.
Kavanaugh wasn't evil. He was a great choice. You can't nominate flaming liberals or conservatives from either side, because guess what? They'll get beat down. You can't have somebody that's going to say, I'm not going to do anything but strike down Roe versus Wade. You have to have people that can be nominated and get appointed, and then fight Roe versus Wade. You can't have, and she may very well be, not nominated based on her extreme views.
So when can we expect to see an artisan Tony in the Supreme Court?
Well, I've been nominated several times, but nobody really knows. It hasn't been publicized. Just like my Nobel Peace Prize nominations. They haven't been publicized.
We got to get that publicized too.
You know what I think Kavanaugh will do? I think if Kavanaugh ends up in a majority Supreme Court situation, a majority conservative Supreme Court, I think we'll see him vote more conservative. And I don't know if we ever would have gotten that option out of a nominee made outside of what is potentially the last conservative White House we'll see for the next 15 years.
15. You sure? Probably the next 50.
Well, potentially. I don't know if it's more than 20. Most of us won't live to see it.
No, I don't think if Biden is elected, that would be, people would realize how crazy he is, and he'd probably die in office of dementia. And
Nighthawk says I'm in my 30s. I'm pretty sure I want to live for at least another 20 years.
Let me tell you what, after 45, though, in terms of what would have to be done to get a permanent incumbent Democratic run out of office, you would need more than just the ability to vote. And after 45, that becomes real hard.
All right, so let's see what's going on over here. You're muted, Mario. So unmute. Click the microphone button and try and talk.
Can you guys hear me?
Hallelujah, he's alive.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man?
We're doing good. I saw a video today.
Oh, you did?
It was talking about a certain individual in California that is retiring from the United States Army.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, man.
So
I got my DD-214. I was like, free at last.
Yeah. Thank God he's free at last.
Yeah. That was at the beginning of the video. Towards the middle and then, he's like, now what the hell do I do?
Yeah, well, he'll get over that real quick. But remember, he gets to now wrap himself in the blanket that is his DD-214 every night when he goes to bed.
That is so true, Nighthawk Medic.
Every night I wrap my DD-214 around me and I sleep peacefully.
I know, man. It's more gooder. I tell you that much.
It is more gooder.
I'm just going to go on record and say I'm glad that's the video that Night Strike was talking about, because I thought he was going to talk about midget BDSM porn, and he's
defense that.
That's that other channel you know about.
You're talking to Night Strike, not the Yankee Marshal. That's his thing, not mine.
Is that guy still around?
Yankey's still around. It's just, he doesn't jump.
Yeah, no, I don't like that guy. He's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck him. I didn't like.
Tell us how you really feel.
Tell us how you really feel, man.
I just didn't like him going against. I really didn't like him going against Guns and Gear when we all know Guns and Gear has done a lot of shit for his country, put a lot of foot to ass for his country, and you want to start questioning the man and what the fuck he's done? Like, go fuck yourself, man. Seriously.
Well, all I'm gonna say is it's Yankee. He was according to him, he was in military intelligence in the Army. So I think that's all that needs to be said about that.
I know some decent MI guys, but I don't think you can automatically assume by somebody's MOS that they're a piece of crap.
I'm sure knowing that Mario.
In this case, you can. I think
Mario has the right impression of him.
Yeah, it's just my biggest thing is, guys, is like I don't know really if Yankee served or not. But if you didn't serve, who in the fuck are you to tell anybody what they need to do or how they need to do it? You know, very few people know what that man's been through. Not only that, but you stop and think about how hard it is for you to get a top secret clearance. Like, it's hard.
What's Guns and Gears channel again? Is that his channel name?
Yeah, that is it.
I had to look at doctors' DEA numbers, so they went through my background with a fine-tooth comb, asked me about every speeding ticket and friend that I had.
Man,
actually,
just getting a secret clearance, it's a royal pain in the butt, guys.
Yep.
Top secret? Man, you gotta it's like a cabinet hearing, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
You're talking about Guns Gear.
Ghost Shadow is saying at Night Strike, he pulled over doing 100 miles per hour entering Arizona from California when he got his DD-214. Cop was pissed, asked what the hell I thought I was doing. His reply was, getting the hell out of California.
Best story ever. Would read again, 10 of 10.
Right.
Can't you drive 100 in Arizona? I thought you could.
Yeah, when there's no cops around.
There used to not be a speed limit out there.
There's speed limits. There are speed limits. Nobody follows them.
We built a caddy one time that would run at 150 miles an hour forever.
There's a long stretch of road between California and Arizona that nobody patrols, except in some counties where they decide they're just gonna hang out there to see if they can catch anyone.
Is that road that's over there by Death Valley? Because I could see that.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because but Mario, that leads me to another question. Since you are getting out, are you thinking about moving, or are you thinking about staying and settling in California?
I'm still debating it, and I've been having a lot of discussion with Household 6, if you know quite well, and she's starting to become a little hesitant, but I'm starting to kind of like tell her, look, man, it's either we get out of here or we go separate ways. I know it's pretty bad for me to say that, but it's getting that bad.
Yeah. Where's mom and dad for her?
Only her mom's around.
Okay, is mom in Cali?
I think that's her word.
Yeah.
And I get that, but my biggest thing, guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this illness. I know Nighthawk Medic will be, but I had valley fever, and valley fever. Yeah. So my biggest thing is if I stay where I'm at, my lung capacity is going to get worse, and I'm trying to get to places that have better.
What is that?
We used to call it California fever.
Let me explain it to you. So what happens is that in the southern and central part of California and in Arizona, a lot of people get this illness called valley fever, and it's basically a spore that's in the dirt. So whenever dirt is kicked around or whatever, if you inhale that spore, it goes into your lungs and it builds up and becomes a fungus, and it grows in the lungs. Yeah,
it is especially aggressive on African Americans, and so most people don't realize that. And so a proportion of your population of soldiers are twice as likely to be disabled by it than are others. And the African American community is attacked the worst by it. There are entire sections of the country. Like I used to have a list of places that when we went there, we did extra screening on some of our soldiers there. California, I think Arizona, New Mexico, most of those places were places we had to watch.
Yeah, but don't they have isn't there a cure for that, or at least a treatment?
It can damage you before you realize they have it. It can destroy you.
Mm.
So basically,
under the danger of living in California.
Yeah, I got sick as hell. I was like 6 months in bed, and I almost got medically discharged because of it.
Yeah.
And
is your lung capacity down?
Yeah, I mean, my left lung is the one that was the biggest issue. But through a lot of therapy, and I ended up getting a second opinion from an infectious disease doctor. I was able to get through it, but I was so close. I was actually down to my last appeal.
Oh shit!
My last appeal goes to the big army.
Yeah,
and it went up to that level to for them to finally clear me, because I was actually going to get screwed if I would have got medically discharged, because at that time I did not have 18 years and I had 17 plus. Yeah. So for all you guys that don't know, basically after 18 years, it's kind of considered like sanctuary. That means that, you're close to retirement. So I was kind of in between that. And because of that, they only wanted to give me a permanent status. They wanted to discharge me and then have evaluated a year later. I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that crap. So I fought it. I fought it to the end, and God willing, I was able to get through it. But it was an ordeal, guys. Not only being sick, but then having to deal with all this other crap. And, it's been a rough, I would say, 4 years, man. It's been crazy.
What's your rank?
Some first class.
That's cool.
Yeah, I probably could have made master sergeant, but I was at a point now that I was just kind of like too beat up, and obviously after having belly fever, I just wasn't the same. And I'm a realist, man. I don't want to get in people's way.
I'm not making fun. I'm asking, is that valley fever or Bally fever?
Yeah, valley.
Like a V, like a Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cactus, whatever the hell it is. It's like some stupid ass name. Got a lot of C's on it.
I can't even remember. We used to call it California fever back in the day.
Yeah.
So there's a play on the valley, like the.
Yeah, like the valley. Yeah.
But yeah, it's those lung funguses and things like that are bad. And after a guy would have it, you actually watch his feet. If he started to get to where he was having problems with his feet or like his ankles consistently, you could tell it was starting to come back. Fungus will oftentimes start to grow on toenails and fingernails when it's begun to spread through your bloodstream again. And you can catch it quick if you kind of keep an eye on those things.
This is why you should never marry a medic, because they're always freaking you out about everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm nothing, though. Google is the scariest crap. I know what's going on, and Google scares me.
No, the scariest crap is
Google Images. Yeah.
Man, my mom was an RN for 43 years. Like, she's a hypochondriac.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I'm the kind of guy that won't freak out over blood. But if you bring me something and I can't tell what it is, that worries the hell out of me.
Well, like, I'll be talking to my mom and I'll tell her, like, my allergies are acting up. I got a sore throat. And she's like, oh, you need to go get blood tests and get that. Like, no, I need Claritin.
Yeah. We need to type in cross meds in case you need a
well, she was charge nurse in intensive care for 15 years, right? So yeah. She's seen the worst, so like she just assumes the worst every time, just in case.
Okay,
full blood cultures.
I got a question for Nighthawk Medic.
Okay. In a second.
What?
Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike that was November 1992. And he also says a friend of mine got a bad anthrax shot in, and everyone got shot when he did. Has received medical discharges, massively screwed up, over a year in and out of hospitals. Ooh.
So the worst I've heard out of the anthrax vaccination is just people who didn't get the full cycle, and you can have issues out of that. I've never heard it going that bad. That's terrible, Ghost.
Yeah, I had they gave me the whole series of that shit. I got all my shot records. Because I told my kids, man, if I get all 50 for Cocoa Puffs, you better screw their ass.
Yeah.
Here's some paperwork for you. I even got this paperwork where it shows that where I worked at, they had asbestos. And I was like, crap. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, if I get mesothelioma, you better call that 800 number. Shit.
Get my piece.
That fucking money.
Get my piece.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Well, Mr. FNH, this is a gun channel, and also it's also a tech channel and a Night Strike channel. So, yeah, we kind of do a little bit of everything here. So
you can only talk about guns for so long,
I mean,
before somebody gets butt hurt.
We're not just
before somebody gets butt hurt or somebody says, "Well, I don't like this, I don't like that." You're always going to have it.
You have a Glock. You're a noob.
Well, yes, you are. Yes, you are. But you should have been like Night Strike, and even though Night Strike got hurt by you should have gotten a 1911 instead of a Glock.
I have
a Glock. You got crap gun. You shouldn't have anything else. Blah blah.
I like it when people jump in me for this weapon or that weapon. I'm like, I have 5 of everything. How are you going to call me a one?
Right. Don't start talking about the Taurus G2C. Oh man.
We don't talk about Taurus and their NRA membership.
Still waiting for my G3C to come back from warranty.
Oh Lord, man, I could have saved you some misery on that pistol. I'm sorry I didn't, Defense Dad. I apologize.
No, dude, like I said before, though, I had like almost somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 rounds through my G2C that I sold to my buddy and never had an issue. So,
yep.
I figured they just were supposed to fix the stuff that, to improve the stuff. So it was, I should have waited.
Yeah, I had 2 different pistols that behaved completely differently when it came to that.
Jorge Cortez is here.
Hi, am I fashionably late?
Yes, you are. Yes,
Hello.
You are, George.
Sorry, I was eating an early dinner with my dad and stuff, and then I came over like, oh, Night Strike should be on.
So and I am on. So there we go. We're having a roaring conversation here. We're just seeing where it's going.
Cool. How's everybody doing?
Yeehaw.
Good.
Peachy with no fuzz.
Anybody close to that hurricane there in Louisiana? Man, it hit already, man. It's like passing, it like hit like part of Texas and mostly Louisiana. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. But oh well.
That's nature.
Yeah, hopefully by next month, it should be over, and hopefully we'd get some cooler weather,
That's 2020. We'll move into Godzilla season as we go into November.
No, it's Gojira!
Mothra!
It's Gojira!
Cthulhu.
No, it's not Gojira. It's Mecha Gojira.
I just want to know why all the little hurricanes we have in Tennessee don't get advertised. I mean, we have all these little earthquakes. Did I say hurricanes?
Yeah. Earthquakes, man.
We have all these little earthquakes, and nobody ever knows about them.
Yeah, didn't North Carolina get like a 5.1 earthquake, and you guys are like losing your freaking mind or some crap? I was dying laughing in California. I'm like, I didn't even get up for a 5.1.
Well, around here, a 3.0 will knock a house off of a mountain, so you have to be kind of careful.
Yeah. Dying laughing. I'm like, come on, man, it's 5.1.
We got the new Madrid fault. That's like 10 times bigger than anything you got in California.
Like 2 years ago, the Dodgers were playing.
Man, laying asleep. Our new Madrid fault is a big one.
Yeah. See, all I ever have to worry about is the occasional tornado.
Yeah,
oh man, we had one. We had a tornado a couple months ago when we had that hurricane that hit kind of like outside of Kingsville, Port Aransas. The hurricane came through there.
Yeah.
And I live by the airport in Brownsville, and I live about at least maybe almost a mile or maybe half a mile away. A freaking tornado formed right over the Doppler radar thing, man. And it was like maybe past one in the morning or something. And I was like, and I remember my phone having those warning, like those Amber Alert sounds and stuff. I was like, damn, Amber Alert, shut the hell up. And next day we're like, Hey, there was a tornado not too far from us. What?
So a little girl got jerked up by a tornado.
That's sad.
Man,
Well,
I was like,
I don't know if Mario was there during that time, but I was in California in '92 when they had the earthquake there.
No,
Oh,
actually,
man.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I was there, bro. Actually, I was.
I was living in Southern California. I was living over in Palm Springs. So
You're talking about 94, not 92, bro.
92.
Yeah, 94.
There was one in 92, and then there was the riots as well.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
I remember those. Man, I remember I used to watch this show on MTV called The Real World, and they were on the second season, and they actually showed part of that. These guys, the cast were like on downtown or somewhere in that same area where the riots were starting, and they were saying the cops are pushing us away. What the heck? You know, they were all lined up. You know, like how the Boy Scouts will line up to pick up stuff. You know, okay, line up, start picking up trash or like clearing out the area. They were clearing people out. And I was like, what the heck's going on? You know, and then all of a sudden you just see it in the news, man. You see all this stuff about the riots going on, and buildings burning,
the riots,
the roof Koreans and stuff, you know.
hey man, those roof Koreans are a national treasure.
Hell yeah!
I will take a roof Korean any day of the week.
I'm not a complainer here. Those guys knew what to do, man. They protected their shit, man. They protected their stuff, man.
No,
They make good wives.
I can tell you because I was there.
They do.
All right. First of all, guys, I got dropped off 2 blocks from the epicenter of Florence and Normandy. I was a senior in high school. I started getting chased by a mob of black guys. Go, get that Mexican! I'm like, dude.
Hey, dude, what the hell?
I was like the Mexican Forrest Gump. I'm like, I'm gonna go running.
All I want to do was run. Man, dude, that must have been a scary situation right there, dude. Dang, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. Getting chased by a mob. Good thing I had pretty good running skills back in the day.
Mario, remember in '92, the riots were in April and May, and then they had a super huge earthquake in June.
That was the weirdest year. In '93, we had 3.5 feet of snow in Tennessee.
Is that when the World Series was at?
That was the '92 earthquake. Yeah. The 7.3.
You remember standing in line, Hawk, for kerosene that would run out. I do. Be fights in the street.
Yep. Yeah. And there wasn't a cord of firewood to be had anywhere. Nothing. It was insane. The entire country for about 2.5 years there, was under some kind of assault by, you know what I mean, by nature. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah, it was either 95 or 96 here. We had a blizzard so bad, the car lot I worked at, all the cars were buried above the roofs except for the SUVs and pickups. You could see maybe a foot of the top of the vehicle. And I was the only one that lived a block and a half from work, so like I could just walk. And so we had to go along with broom handles and find the front of the vehicles so we can mark it for the front end loader to come and start clearing the lot. It took us 3 days to do that.
I had no problem at that time because I was right in the middle of Phoenix. So forget that. No snow for me, my friend.
Hey, check this out, man. Check this out. I live in Brownsville, South Texas. We don't get snow. It has not snowed in Brownsville like more than 100 and something years ago. Well, in 2005, in December, Christmas Eve to be exact, we actually had some snow. It was so cold and rainy that we actually started getting snow, and we only got half an inch. It was so hilarious, dude. They closed the expressway, the highway, dude, for that, Of course, none of us probably have experience driving in snow unless we visited, other states or we were from other states. So it's like, what? I have to drive the frontage road now, regular street to go home. I was like, dang, dude. I was working in security at this outpatient hospital, and my relief came about an hour early. He told me, dude, I don't know where you live, how far you live and stuff. I came early to relieve you because, man, it's going to take a while for you to go home, man. I mean, I don't know. I've never driven in fucking ice and snow this much. So I took off, I'm driving kind of slow and stuff. I'm seeing people like having snowball fights and people with cars fucking making donuts and shit. I was like, what the hell's going on? These people are freaking crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
And
my
then-
friend grew up like driving sideways across town just for fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
bro,
and then-
you didn't have the entrepreneur Mexicans out there making raspado and shit?
No,
Dude,
they didn't have that. They were
Those
all having
people
too
are
much
your best
fun.
friends.
Snowball fights.
Yeah, those people are your best friends, man.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm traveling somewhere and I'm not sure what the hell to eat, I find the Mexican family because that
Yeah.
shit's good.
So like,
Go
I had
Shadow's
to
out
go.
there saying,
Sometimes don't ask what the fuck it is. Just
No,
I'll
just eat it. Yeah.
Go Shadow's saying that Night Strike had a 7.2 earthquake in November of 2000 in Alaska. Had two more big ones hit a couple of years ago. Yeah, I heard about that. Go Shadow says 91 had 30 feet of snow at his house in Alaska, Valdez, Alaska.
Christ almighty.
Yeah.
Had 71 feet of snow. Thompson's Pass had 140 feet of snow.
So we're
Yeah.
a big,
140 feet or
we're a big
140
college and
inches?
university town here, right?
I don't know. I don't know if he meant inches instead of feet, but
140
either
feet.
way.
Jesus.
That's a hell of a snowstorm.
Well,
Yeah,
check this out, dude. Like going back to what I was saying, right after that night, I had to work the morning the next day. So I show up and there's this ice and snow still around. But I swear by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was all gone. Everything just because there wasn't a lot. So like as soon as that sun just melted it out, and I was like, wow, it's like it never happened, dude. It was so weird.
Here
But
in the
here's
town I live in,
Texas.
we have so many college kids because it's a big university town. And man, I tell you, if I see license plates from anything farther south than say Kansas, I give them a wide berth.
Well, here's an even funnier thing about how they were talking about Alaska just a second ago. Alaska 556 is out there. It says he lives in Juneau, Alaska, and he barely gets any snow.
Hmm.
No,
Oh, wow.
Ghost Shadow says it was 140 feet.
No,
Wow.
I just looked it up. It's inches. Jesus. Come on, people. Good Lord.
Okay, so I have to ask this question because I
I
do
have
it
a phone
in
call.
any chat.
140
anybody-
feet is like a 20-story building.
Yep. Anybody successfully order a PS9 dagger?
Nope.
Nope. Not
I
me.
wanna buy that piece of shit.
There's none for sale on Gunbroker. No one will pony up that they actually successfully ordered one.
They only made 10 of them, man. Come on.
Why do you want one?
They only made 10. We've confirmed that.
Really? Wow, that's cool. Well, that's free.
No,
I did
right.
hear that
I
people
know.
bought some. I heard people bought some and they bought them real quick. So I guess 10 is, that's fast. That's a lot.
Yeah, no, I was totally joking, man. But
Oh, okay. I was like, we confirmed that. I don't know.
I was like,
So-
whoa.
the only thing you know about me is probably 90% of what comes out of my mouth is a smart aleck.
Yeah, because I heard that as soon as they were available, those pistols went like crazy, man. They just sold out quick. So
I
don't
kind of
know.
like to have one, but I'm going to wait till people get the bugs worked because let's be honest, like I'm not the biggest Glock fan in the world. Not that I hate them, it's just not my personal favorite. But for what's basically supposed to be a good version of a Gen 3 for $300, I'll get one eventually.
There's a group of us that have a pool going right now that they didn't actually make them. They just threw it up in that state to get people to come to their website and to buy other crap.
Well, you know what? It's like that MP5 clone that they've been
Yep.
wanting to sell out.
Yep.
The yes or no, it's going to come out or not or whatever. I was like, damn, what am I getting one? But it was like, they never seem to come out.
Yep.
Everybody's going to be trying to trade their honey badgers in on a dagger.
Oh man.
Man, that's some crap right there.
Boy, how'd you like to be one of the people that bought one of those? Thought the best thing in the world. Now that you're just kind of hosed.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about the dagger, okay? Because I'm gonna weigh in on this because I got shafted out of one. Okay? Because it went live on the website. You could order it, and I had it in my cart. When I go to fucking check out, error 502 on their website. It wouldn't let me check out.
Hey man, that's what happens. You try to use a Discover card, bro. Just
Oh
saying.
yeah, don't use Discover cards.
No, I'm not using a Discover card. I already have my payment.
Diners Club.
I've already got my payment stuff set up. It's just I couldn't order it. It wouldn't let me order it. And the fact is, I'm kind of glad I didn't get it because if you read the website, and I didn't read the website, I just tried to add it to my cart, a 10 to 15 day waiting period. Those people that order their guns haven't probably gotten them yet.
They would have gotten it by now. I recorded it. It's been 22 days. I'll be right back.
Nobody's got one.
That's nothing, man. I ordered a scope 2 months ago, and now it's saying it won't ship until the 25th of this month.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks.
But that's because Primary Arms had some issues. So.
Well,
Yeah, it reminds me when Never Enough Ammo. I think it was last Christmas or so. He was on some website and they were selling some AR, complete AR, for like $250 or something. I can't remember. It was around there. It was real cheap, and he was there like trying to like go through. Like, damn it, it doesn't want to fucking go to cart. I mean, or like to process. And he spent like so much time trying to process the damn thing that finally, when the freaking page was refreshed, it said sold out. And he's like, damn it. He was like, F you. And I was like, damn, that sucks.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, my brother tells me that about certain parts on certain guns and stuff, mostly AR parts, man. The real good quality AR parts, man, they're going like hotcakes, man. Just like boom, boom. Say like there's 50 available in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, they're cleared out.
All right, so anyways, what else? What else, guys? Jason Stewart jumped in. What's going on, Jason?
Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, Jason, what's up?
Doing good.
You're good.
What you up to, Jason?
Just came home from the gun store, man. I hate to rub it in.
Oh, he got a dagger.
Nah.
Yeah, 2
Out of stock.
Out of stock. Oh boy. Okay.
Did you find any primers?
Actually, this week I have found 3,000 large pistol primers.
Outstanding.
I had to buy them 500 a day, though.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Starting from last Friday, yeah.
You got to nickel and dime them, don't you?
They have a limit. They'd only let you have the 500 a day.
Yep.
So I cleaned them all out, and I went back today, and the only thing they have is a large pistol, but Magnum. So instead, I came home with a Colt 1911 U.S. Army.
Oh,
Heck yeah. What
Well,
year?
I am happy. It's the brand new reproduction, but it's called the Colt Black Army. It's Parkerized and it's stamped. Says U.S. patent April 20th, 1897, September 2nd, 1902, December 1914, and February 14th, August 19th, 1913.
Did they put decent sights on it, or did they put the little thumbnail sights?
I don't think Eagle could see the sights on this. But it's just for the collection. It's not for
I'm gonna screen share it.
There it is.
This is what he sent me.
Oh man, that's more gooder.
Oh, that's purty.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, and on top of that, I finally brought home that 1936 Hex Mosin with the sniper bolt.
Ooh, there you go.
Whoa.
So this is like the best Friday I've had in a couple months.
Damn,
That
man,
sounds like
I love you.
I love the recon on the Mosin, man. It's like you can freak people out, especially if it's a carbine length, like short barrel.
Yeah.
Giant
And
fireball.
somebody next door is shooting and stuff, and you're just like chick chick, and then watch this, boom, and you just see them looking at you like, dang. That's awesome, man. That's great, man. Great feeling.
One of the greatest tests in the world of somebody's recoil resistance is to cut a break action shotgun off to 18.5 inches, 12 gauge, and hand it to them. It's like, I can handle the recoil from anything. Okay, here's 1 1/8 ounce birdshot at 1,350 feet per second. Tell me how you do.
No, try shooting a double aught buckshot Magnum out of a Stevens 67.
That's mean.
And we're not talking the 2 3/4 shells. We're talking the 3
Full
inches.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
1,500 feet per second. Yeah.
First time I fired that, I'm like, where the hell is that donkey? Because the kick was, I wasn't prepared for that kind of kick.
I know, you're like, dang.
Because with the Steven 67, it's like you do have some muzzle rise, but most of the force or the shot goes straight back.
Anybody ever dual wield 2 double barrels and then fire all 4 barrels at the same time?
No, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get my left hand to coordinate fire both barrels every time. I was never able to pull off the double fire.
Yeah, I know somebody did that. That's how my ex-wife got kicked out of the bowling alley.
No, I could get the right hand off, boom, boom, right? I couldn't get the left hand off that fast. It'd be like boom, boom.
I did it with a 12 gauge and a 16 gauge at the same time. That kind of made it a little awkward on the recoil aspect.
So Patriot in the Dark is saying everyone knows sights are just the fad, just the crutch. Toughen up.
100% agree.
Totally for the last 400 years.
And he's saying that because for what people don't know, Patriot in the Dark is a Marine.
Oh yeah.
So he would know.
Cool. Hoorah. Hoorah.
Yeah, I still like. I've always liked iron sights better. It's more gooder.
Make fun of him, but he can still tell the difference in the crayons just by the sniffing them.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that.
Well, all I can tell you is Crayola's making bank out of these motherfuckers, so I can say.
All right.
Yeah.
And I think we're just about done. I'm gonna call it tonight. So, guys, thanks for jumping in and hanging out. Those of you out there on the YouTube side, thanks for coming in and hanging out and commenting. Ghost Shadow says at Night Strike, worst kicking I've had was fired an M79 and M208 40 millimeter carries some kick. So, yeah, no, I'll agree with you. That'll kick too. I haven't been lucky enough to shoot any grenade launchers myself, but I can understand seeing what I see.
Well, you know what?
Not really. I mean, low velocity grenades really don't throw you around that much.
No, they don't. Hey, but hey, I did shoot a freaking little Toyota with one of those in Iraq.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I go say hello to my little friend, and I put out my little because it has the little gauge, wind altitude.
Your ladder sight.
That's the shit. Your ladder sight. Right into his fucking windshield, dude. Homie got cooked up pretty good, but I was like, you know what, fuck you.
With cheese car.
You see, you should have taken a picture of the before and after.
Dude, it happens so quick, bro.
I know. I understand.
You know what, dude? I felt like Scarface. I'm like, say hello to my little friend. Like all night, I was talking like.
You That's probably awesome, pissed a lot of people off. Congratulations.
I suddenly feel like having some cafecito,
All right. So with that, we're gonna call it. I want to thank my panel for jumping in and hanging out with me. So, yep. Ghost Shadow says he was using high velocity loads, so that's why.
Yikes! Through an M203, you're a brave man.
And a 79 too.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll see you guys Tuesday night, 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central, and you figure it out for Pacific because, good Lord, I can't remember that much.
It's 6 Central. Jesus, not that hard.
So with that, we'll see you guys later. So take it easy, everyone.
Take it easy. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Felicia.
Shut up, be infringed.
Shut up, be infringed.
Shut up, be infringed.
Deuces.
Excuse me.
Deuces.
What's this button do?